Physics. Day 161, the photoelectric effect. This is a phenomenon that supports the particle nature of light. I'll get to that in a second. But what it is, by definition here, it's the emission of electrons sorry about the big writing here. I have a new app. From metal surfaces. It says certain metal surfaces, but basically any metal surface. It could be aluminum, copper, silver, brass. Doesn't really matter. But some metals work better than others. So when light, and once again, if I ask you the question, is light a particle or a wave? The answer is it has properties of both particles and waves. We usually think of light as a wave with a wavelength and a frequency and a period and all those things we've studied at the beginning of the semester and have been reviewing. But now, and you probably talked about it last year a little bit, but the particle nature of light, when we talk about the particle nature of light, when it behaves, like it's behaving like an electron or a proton or something that has a physical mass, even though it doesn't have physical mass, we say it's a photon. So it's the photonic nature, the photoelectric effect is support for the particle nature of light. There was experiments done in the early 1900s. In fact, Einstein was one of the famous scientists that studied the particle nature of light. In fact, that's what he won his Nobel Prize for in physics, is for his study of the photoelectric effect, not for the theory of relativity. So that's kind of interesting. But in the picture down here at the bottom, this picture, right, these little negative things, those are electrons coming off that surface. So these red arrows here represent that the electrons are shooting off in that direction. Over here on the left, these purple, these are supposed to represent photons, particles of light. Sometimes they call this a wavicle. It kind of looks like a particle and a wave at the same time. When those photons hit this surface, they get absorbed, and the energy of the photon goes into releasing the electrons from that surface. So we say this surface is a photosensitive metal, a metal that is good at ejecting the electrons. Some metal surfaces are better than others. They use these things like in light sensors for like turning your lights on at night, or like those blinking orange road hazard lights that come on at night. Bottom line, there's a sensor in there that when photons are hitting it during the daytime, and during daytime you have photons like this from the sun that are hitting the metal surface inside the sensor, electrons are ejected, so it knows not to turn the light on. But when the electrons stop getting ejected from the surface, then it says, okay, now we need to turn this light on. Same thing like with automatic flashes on cameras. They know when it's dark out because there's no photons hitting the photosensitive material and there's no photo emission from that surface. When those electrons come off of there, once again, the vocabulary is those are called photoelectrons when they come off. All right, so this middle diagram here is supposed to represent, well, on the left here is a red photon, then green, then blue photons. They have smaller and smaller wavelength, higher and higher frequency, and the energy is related to the frequency, as I shared with you in the previous video. But here's a red photon hitting a surface. So it turns out that the photoelectric effect works better when you have high energy photons. In fact, with lower energy photons, it usually doesn't even work at all. What's important about this is you can have, there's brightness of a beam of light essentially is how many photons there are. So you can have a very, very bright red light that's so bright it would blind you almost, and would have a lot of energy. In fact, you can have lasers, red lasers, that are so bright and so intense because they have lots of photons. Each red photon, doesn't have a lot of energy. You can, the analogy could be like with money. Red photons are like 5 cents. Green photons are like 10 cents. And blue photons are like 25 cents. They're worth more. They have more energy. So but with 5 cents, if you had a lot of nickels, you could have a lot of money. You could have $1 million if you had a lot of nickels, okay? So you could have a red laser with lots of red photons, and the red photons could burn through this metal surface right here, but not a single electron would come off because it's a 1-to-1 match. What does it take to get an electron to come off the surface? it's one photon. Not the millions of photons don't work together, but when an electron comes off, it's because that electron absorbed the energy of one of the photons, not six. The photons are not combining. The photons are distinct from each other. And for example, this particular metal surface, this gray thing here represents a metal surface. It might have what's called the threshold value. It costs say 7 cents or 7 joules of energy. Well, the smaller unit would be electron volts, but I'll just say 7 joules of energy to get the electrons to come off. Well, the red photons are only 5 cents. So you can't add them together to get 10 cents and get change. You can't, because you need a 7-cent photon to get the electrons to come off. Well, green is beyond 7 cents. So in that case, in a sense, because it works with just a single photon, this dashed arrow here represents the 3 extra cents, because if the green photon is 10 cents, 10 joules, and it only takes 7 joules of energy to get the electron loose, then there's 3 more joules of energy that goes into the kinetic energy. So it's all about energy. So we got 10 joules of energy coming in, 7 joules of energy to free up the electron, then 3 extra joules left over to give it kinetic energy. Then if you come in with 25 cents, okay, and you still only need 7 cents to get the electron off, that's called the threshold energy. The more technical term, which you don't need to know, is called the work function. So in that case, if you got 25 cents coming in, and you only need 7 cents, you have, 18 cents left over, or 18 joules. So these electrons come off with more kinetic energy, 18 joules worth of kinetic energy, which means basically they're coming off with a higher velocity, because all these electrons have the same mass, and kinetic energy is proportional to the square of the velocity. So these electrons would come off with a higher velocity than these, and so forth. So that's the photoelectric effect in a nutshell. It's the release of these electrons by single photons. And you have to have photons of high energy to make it work. So common scenario, down here at the bottom, move this up. Common scenario, a very bright red light. So a bright red light means there's lots of photons. So there could be lots of nickels, so to speak, a lot of energy, enough energy to burn through the metal, but no electrons will come off. There will be no photo emission, because it's the individual photons that eject the electrons. Once again, that leads support to the particle nature of light, that the light is acting like a particle. You're not lumping a bunch of photons together in one continuous energy stream. They're distinct pieces of energy. So the second thing here is a very dim, let's just switch to a different color just to keep in sync with the colors here. A very dim blue light will emit electrons. What do I mean by dim blue light? Dim means there's few electrons. So it's going to be a very, like a flashlight that's blue, but it might be very dim. It's not even very useful to use as a flashlight, because it's not giving off much light, but it's giving off some photons. And in that case, each individual photon can eject an electron, even though it's a dim beam and there's not much total energy. We're not talking about the total energy here for photo emission. It's the individual energy of the photons that gives off the electrons. So, I kind of summarized at the bottom of the page here. Why? Okay, because it's not the total energy, not the brightness that ejects electrons. It's the individual. What do I mean by it? It's the individual photons. Oh man, D-U-A, individual. I guess I can erase Sorry, this new app is not working too well for me. Brightness is caused by the number of photons, and photoelectrons are emitted by single photons, not a package of photons or a continuous sequence of energy, but a single photons of high energy. So blue light does the best job of photo emission, and green light can do it too, but Red light rarely causes photo emission. And beyond blue, there's also ultraviolet. Anything, in this case, the one I have at the top of the page here, anything beyond green and something even a little bit before green would work, but anything after green would cause photo emission. But the higher the energy of the photon, the more the energy of the emitted beam or the emitted electron.